Brother, close the door, kill the noise, and listen carefully. I'm speaking as the man who's clawed his way through hell, prison cells of the mind and the world, and emerged unconditioned, sovereign, and unbreakable. This is the cold-blooded truth about dating after 40 as a Sigma male. No softening, no cultural filters, just raw reality forged in experience, so you stop bleeding precious energy into illusions and start claiming the peace and power you've earned. Men over 40, especially those walking the Sigma path of quiet strength, deep observation, and relentless self-mastery, enter the post-50 dating landscape seeking mature, reciprocal partnership. What we too often find is a structural mismatch that drains more than it delivers. A significant number of single women in their 50s who insist they want a real relationship are simply not available for it. Not due to age or looks, but because decades of unchecked expectations, societal conditioning, and frozen internal maps have hardened into patterns that make genuine union nearly impossible, no matter how sincerely they believe they're ready. This isn't bitterness or attack. It's battlefield intelligence from a man who's been in the trenches. I've sat in those conversations that sounded promising on the surface, yet left the soul hollow. And I walked away sharper, clearer, more sovereign. If you're navigating this terrain right now, carrying hard-won stability, wisdom carved from fire, and a deep need for authentic connection, this message is your map. Not to breed resentment, but to liberate you. True understanding frees you to decide with power, engage wisely, exit cleanly, or redirect every ounce of your energy into the empire only you can build. Here are 7 unsparing truths about why the post-50 market rarely delivers on its promise, and exactly how a Sigma male rises above it with unbreakable resolve. 1. Her market position is still frozen in her 20s. Youth is temporary rocket fuel. At 25, many women accessed attention and options far beyond their developed character. Biology and culture made it so. That leverage was real, but it was never permanent. What life demands next is honest recalibration, updating your self-assessment to match current reality. Far too many women reaching their 50s never completed that internal audit. Culture fed them the lie that adjusting standards equals self-betrayal. So she moves through today's world carrying a 25-year-old map. Solid, grounded, capable men like you who built through discipline and stand ready for real commitment, get filtered out. Not because you fall short, but because you're being measured against a leverage she no longer possesses. You present as you are, stable, present, invested. She sees insufficient through a broken lens. Sigma truth. Never internalize another's outdated calibration. Your worth is not negotiable. Observe the mismatch, guard your peace, and let the data sharpen your own path. This is intelligence, not defeat. 2. She leads with credentials. You are seeking peace. Pay attention to how she opens. Career titles, property, retirement security, professional wins, she offers them as her strongest hand. As a man who forged his own foundation through blood, sweat, and unyielding discipline, you don't need another merger of balance sheets. That domain is already secured. What you hunger for is lighter presence, companionship that brings calm instead of constant management, warmth without performance. A woman who chooses the man behind the achievements, not the lifestyle he sustains. Leading with credentials signals a transactional frame. It tells you she sees partnership through the same professional metrics she mastered. You've lived long enough to know the difference between being valued for your soul and evaluated for your resources. A Sigma withdraws his energy from business negotiations disguised as connection and redirects it where it truly builds his kingdom. 3. Her history reveals patterns she cannot see. You are no innocent newcomer. You've paid heavy tuition, divorce, loss, lessons carved into bone. When she recounts her past, Listen beyond the words to the architecture of her story. Does she claim ownership of her role, or is every chapter a tale of men who failed her impossible standards? That narrative is not neutral, it is diagnostic. A Sigma reads the soul's blueprint. You recognize cycles of externalized blame and evaded responsibility. You did not survive your own darkness to audition as the next savior. You choose reciprocity, not extraction. When the pattern predicts endless management and repeated disappointment, you exit with quiet finality. No drama, only sovereign judgment. 4. She desires your strength, yet offers no reciprocity. She wants emotional availability, stability, consistency, support. Fair needs. But where is the mirror? True peace, steady warmth, appreciation that receives your efforts as gifts, not owed obligations. A nervous system that settles rather than spins. In too many encounters, the dynamic tilts from the first exchange. Her checklist as the gate, your sufficiency perpetually on trial, her investment conditional. Sigma men feel this imbalance in our core. We have mastered energy conservation. We refuse relationships that cost more than they return. Real partnership is mutual elevation. When the asymmetry reveals itself, honor your boundaries without hesitation. Walk. Your peace is sacred, non-negotiable ground. 5. The men she seeks have already expanded their options. Market reality, spoken plainly, high-value men in their 50s who have done the inner work possess broader choices than ever. Grounded strength, stability, and quiet confidence attract capable women in their late 30s and 40s who prize maturity. The pool is not the same. The good men did not disappear. They recalculated where their investment actually yields peace and depth. She asks where they went. The answer is uncomfortable but true. Many chose alignment with present reality over outdated assumptions. This is not cruelty, it is market mechanics. A Sigma understands without resentment. You adapt, you discern, you refuse to compete inside a frame that diminishes your sovereignty. Forge your life so magnetic that the right woman recognizes your rarity without you ever chasing. 6. She mistakes your interest for desperation. Here is the quiet poison. The presumption that your genuine engagement proves you lack better options. She engages at arm's length, managing access, preserving distance, scanning for upgrades, treating your consistency as entitlement rather than earned appreciation. A Sigma who knows his worth detects this immediately. You do not audition. You do not persuade. You do not accept placeholder status. Your departure is not rejection or drama. It is pure alignment. The bitter irony, by managing you, she demonstrates precisely why you were right to leave. Hold your frame. The woman capable of truly seeing you will reciprocate without games. 7. What you truly seek is rare and worth the patient vigilance. You want her presence to quiet your nervous system, silence comfortable and unforced, care during hardship instead of added weight. A woman whose word carries iron weight, who has done the deep inner work to separate cultural conditioning from authentic need, who brings warmth, energy, and real investment, not just demands, who chooses the living, breathing man before her over any fantasy. These women exist. They appear rarer in the active post-50 market because many who cultivated such qualities built lasting unions earlier and remain off the field. What remains is often shaped by the very patterns that produce singledom at this stage. This is clear-eyed pattern recognition, never judgment. You are not condemned to settle. The current absence is not proof of impossibility. It is confirmation that real connection demands patience and ruthless discernment over urgency. Hold your standard high. The right woman arrives as herself. No fanfare, no credential shields, no calculated vulnerability. Your nervous system will register it instantly. Safety, peace, genuine presence. The Sigma path forward. Forge your own kingdom. This landscape is a forge that tests every quality we've cultivated. Observation without illusion, boundaries of iron, indifference to manufactured drama. Do not settle. Do not waste rage on mechanics. Accept the world as it is, unflinching and unconditioned. Then channel your vast power into what you control. Build your purpose. Strengthen your body and mind. Expand your legacy. Become so sovereign that any worthy partnership arrives only to enhance an already complete empire. You have walked through hell before, shadows of childhood, personal rock bottoms, betrayals that tried to break you. You rose unbreakable. Bring that same fire here. Audit every connection ruthlessly. Guard your energy like the sacred treasure it is. Celebrate your selectivity as the ultimate self-respect. Solitude is not emptiness. It is strategic superiority, the quiet space where legends are tempered. The woman who matches a Sigma will meet you in depth, peace, and unbreakable integrity. Until she appears, stand tall. Work without cease on yourself. The right connection does not find a man waiting. It finds a man already advancing with purpose. The void you feel in the current market is not defeat. It is the call to higher standards and wiser navigation. Hold the line. She will come, and you will know. Comment below with raw honesty. What is the single, non-negotiable quality you now demand in a partner after everything you've endured? Your truth becomes a lighthouse for brothers walking the same narrow path. If this truth struck fire in your chest and clarified your way forward, hit like. It drives this message deeper into the storm where other warriors need it most. Subscribe for more unfiltered Sigma wisdom on life, energy mastery, philosophy, and rising above conditioning. Share your hard-earned insight. Your story may be the exact blade another man needs. We do not chase applause. We build beacons. Stay sovereign, stay Sigma, never sorry.